Gambling Guys Podcast.
Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live back in New York from the Shred Shed.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome to the Gambling Guys Podcast, and this is our Super Bowl LX. That's Super Bowl 60. For those of you who don't know what LX means, but Super Bowl LX Podcast. So welcome back. We are the Gambling Guys, your hosts. I'm J-Cheech, and this is King Ace over here to my left. And we are the Gambling Guys, so we'll get right into it, guys. As we always do, we're going to recap a little bit of last week, or not last week, actually 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
Because last week was the Pro Bowl.
Yuck.
I am going to be honest, I really didn't watch it too much. I think they should do the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl, but I know they have usually the week off, so it gives some people stuff to do. But jumping back to the week of January 21st to the 27th, which is our conference championship, it was 2 games to determine the Super Bowl. And I think the Gambling Guys went 2 for 2.
You're darn right.
Picking who would make it to the final dance. So, we had New England versus Denver in Denver, and kind of a boring game, real tight, low scoring. New England ended up squeezing it out 10-7. Maybe I thought there would have been a little bit more scoring.
Same.
But as everyone knows, or at least you should know if you watch our last podcast, that Denver was struggling. They didn't have Bo Nix. They had Jarrett Stidham, but he actually played pretty good.
He did okay.
You got to give him some credit. I think he did better in the beginning of the game and then kind of faded towards the end. I don't know if you feel the same way.
I guess. He kind of ran out of steam, but also he's facing a tough defense. So
yeah. New England played good. Low-scoring game. Nothing really jumped out as far as stellar performance and stats or any stars.
There's only 2 touchdowns, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it is what it is. But so New England moved on, champions of the AFC division or conference, and then over in the NFC we had the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. And this was in Seattle, and this game was actually a doozy. It was fun to watch. Very interesting game, a lot of scoring. Seattle ended up pulling it out 31-27 over the Rams. Matthew Stafford, 374 passing yards. Kenneth Walker, 62 yards. Puka Nacua, 165 yards receiving. Pretty awesome game for Puka. So that's how the cookie crumbled. And moving on now for the league championship, the Super Bowl LX. We have Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots.
and it is the biggest gambling day in the world. I don't want to say just America because it's worldwide. The National Football League does a great job of promoting the Super Bowl as they have since the inception, and it's grown every year. And sports books love it. Bettors like us love it, and there's a lot of angles that you can take on this game. It takes place on Sunday, February 8th at 6:30 p.m. Let's go to our next slide so I can just shout out our very special and my ex-captain, maybe future captain. Sad Panda season is over, but we had a great run at the end. We went 2-0, winning within the last minute and then in the last 10th of a second. But we didn't make the playoffs, but a great season for the Sand Pandas. Shout out to DJ Jazzy Trizzo and the squad. We had a good season, but we fell a little bit short. I am a bit of a sad panda.
Team AP, the advantage players, made it a tad bit farther. We went one more week. We made it to playoffs and unfortunately lost in round 1 to a tough team who shall not be named because their name stinks.
Yes.
So, moving on.
Let's get to the Super Bowl. Let's get to our picks. The Super Bowl itself is presented by none other than Elite Hockey Sticks. Check them out. _elite_hockey_sticks. They sent us these great sweatshirts. We love them. We appreciate it. Thank you. They got here in record time. For those of you wondering, they ship fast, and their sticks are great quality. All right, so the game is February 8th, 6:30 p.m. It'll be broadcast on NBC, probably streamed on a whole bunch of other places too. The spread opened Seattle minus 3.5 point favorites. It's currently sitting at Seattle minus 4.5 point favorites. Over under, not much movement on that. 45.5 is the open. Current is 45.5. Let's get into our pick for the game. Who do you like, Jay, and why?
So, I don't know. I know for the Super Bowl, they always do somewhat neutral location, or they try to anyway.
It's a far flight for New England fans to get out west.
So this is in Santa Clara, California.
Yeah.
For those geography professionals, California is on the west coast.
Yep.
As is Seattle. New England, not so much. So, but I'm sure they'll be early enough there. They might even be there now. Probably are practicing and getting ready, checking out the conditions, getting acclimated. So, I mean, for me, I think, if you would have asked us early in the season, or even halfway through, who were two top teams that might be in at the end, I would say we would have picked these two teams. They pretty much started strong and ran the whole season strong. So, I don't know. Seattle's tough, man. They get, they've been doing good all season. Same thing with New England. New England had that stint where I think they won 11 in a row. Tough team to beat. I guess you could kind of go back and look at who they played throughout the year, and you can make some complaints saying maybe they had, a lighter season. They got the Raiders in here that they barely beat. Oh, no, they lost to. The Dolphins, who they barely beat, 33-27. Steelers, pretty good. Panthers were not good early when they played them kind of earlier, and then they started heating up towards the end, but they put a whooping on them. And then they just kind of ran down the league. But, a couple weak teams in here. Saints, Titans, Browns, even the Falcons. So, Jets, Giants. Tough season for New York fans, except for the Bills. I mean, I'm sure they were unhappy with how it ended too, but still tough. I don't know. I feel like I could go back and forth on how good each team really is, but I think for me, it ultimately comes down to who has been playing the best as of late. And for me, the team that has been showing up and scoring and getting business done, key word there or phrase that they've been scoring, is Seattle. So I'm probably going with Seattle. I think the 4.5 is good. I think it'll be a tight game early. And then I think, maybe, New England will get in a few times. But I think Seattle's defense is really good. Kind of quasi-home field advantage, even though the Super Bowl tickets are probably bonkers. I don't know if we got an update.
I'll pull it up for you.
Lowest ticket, $38.99, almost $3,900 per ticket. So, not sure home field advantage would matter because that's a pretty price to pay. But only a state or two over. I'm sure they're going to have much representation. So, I'm going Seattle. I'm probably going to take them with the full spread, minus 4.5. And I think the game is probably going to be like 31-20 or 31-24, something like that. Not as close as New England wants it, and they lose.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. I like, actually, the over that opened at 46.5. It's moved down to 45.5, so it's trending in a direction that I'm waiting to put money on. If it gets to 44.5, I'll be thrilled.
Oh, nope.
I think both teams can score. Now, if Seattle's defense comes out and plays the way they can, it's going to be a terrible, terrible evening for Drake May and his guys. But I don't know if sitting for 2 weeks is going to make them come out the way they've been playing. A lot of times you see that in sports where teams take a little bit of time off and next thing you know, they come out a little bit flat. So I don't know if the Patriots can get on them early and get maybe a few points and keep this game pretty close, but I think both teams can score. I'm going to go with the over 45.5. I love that number if it goes down to 44.5, but I'll take over 45.5 all day. As for who's going to win, I think Seattle will win. I do not, think they will cover, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a last-minute thing.
That is rude.
So I'm not rooting against you. I'm rooting for you, but I am rooting for points. Points.
I'll take points, too, and just outweighted towards Seattle.
Yeah, so I hope Seattle wins 31-24. 10. That gets over my... Oh.
Guys.
I meant 17, 31-17. All right, let's get to our next.
Before we move on here, I'm just looking at the depth chart here.
No one's hurt.
New England has some guys on IR, but they got their top guys in there, so their D looks pretty good as well. I would say Seattle has a few more question marks, but again, with that extra week off, I'm sure everyone's feeling good. and ready to go. So really the only tough loss is for Seattle with Zach Charbonnet out on IR. But Kenneth Walker and him have been kind of splitting all season, running as a dual-headed dragon, or a dual-headed Seahawk. And I think Kenneth Walker has been carrying his weight. So Seattle still is, but I don't think injuries play a factor here. Both teams are deep and look to be ready to go.
All right, let's get to our props, and our props are going to be built up by none other than Bashford Building. Shout out to Bashford Building. Contact them for all your home remodel and repair needs. 631-412-5046.
I am sure that Bash is upset. He is a massive Denver fan, so I know he wanted them to desperately beat New England. Unfortunately, they fell a little short at home, so sorry, Bash, but I hope you can still enjoy the Super Bowl. Probably wants Seattle to win for that revenge for his team, so.
All right, I got a lot of props.
All right, dang. All right, you want to kick it off?
I'm going to kick it off with some easy ones. So I'm going to start with rushing props. I think this is a run-heavy game for New England. I think they hand the ball off a lot. Take a look at Drake May's over-under. It sits now at 37.5. I don't think they'll trust him to run that much. I think they're going to hand the ball off a lot to Ramondre Stevenson. His over-under's at 50.5 yards, which I think is pretty attainable for him. I'm going to take the over 50.5 yards rushing for Ramondre Stevenson. My next prop is for New England's tight end, Hunter Henry. I like the over 39.5 receiving yards for him. He's definitely a red zone target, so he'll probably score a touchdown, maybe, I think, but we'll save that for later in the segment. Possibly could be you. But I think 39.5 for him. He's going to be a big weapon for them. He's always over the middle, open for Drake May, and when Drake May scrambles outside the pocket, he usually runs lateral to May, and he can throw him the ball.
Scrambled eggs!
I will give you one more, and then I'll let you go, Jay. The other one that I like, this is a big dog. So this, to me, doesn't seem right. It sits at plus 1,400 right now. Each team to score one touchdown and field goal in each half.
One touchdown and one field goal in each half?
Yes.
That seems very obtainable.
It's plus 1,400 on DraftKings right now. I have a boost on it, so I can boost it up. It's right here, plus 1,400, right here. Each team, one touchdown, one field goal. Plus 1,400. I can boost that if I want to. I haven't fired any of my prop bets just yet. I was waiting for this show to reveal them. And then I have another one. This one is a bomber. Ramondre Stevenson, aforementioned, and Kenneth Walker, each to have 50 rushing yards in each half. That's two guys to have 100 yards in the game. Very long shot, but it is plus 15,000.
Wow.
So that is a long shot play if you wanted to take that. Another one that I really like, while I'm on the long shot thing here, because I'm really hoping for points, is each team to score 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns in the game. So 4 touchdowns each team, 2 are rushing, 2 are passing. That one sits at a whopping plus 5,500.
Wow.
So I will probably be sprinkling those unit-wise, unit, half unit maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But those are some of the props that I like for the Super Bowl. Jay.
So for me, guys, what I've been kind of dabbling with, and, this is a judgment-free zone, a.k.a. Planet Fitness here. So I've definitely been going with yards. I go really light on passing yards for the QB, for each QB on each team. I think Drake May was a good shout-out. I think he is going to get into the end zone, so probably a touchdown prop on him.
Scamper?
A little scamper, a little scrambled eggs, a little ham and cheese. We'll get in there and get the cheddar out to all the people that bet on them, so watch out for that. But, yeah, I like to go with real favorites. So I'll buy down as far as I can on yards and try and stack a couple legs together. So ultimately I'll be plus 100 to plus 300 range in total, and I might have 4 or 5 legs. So
Interesting.
I'm really going to dabble and dive into it Sunday morning. I'm really like a Sunday morning coffee and a joint type guy. So I'll go through my picks there. But the one thing I don't want you guys to judge me on is I've been lately getting into ripping live lines. So you're watching the play, keeps you engaged in the game.
No judgment.
And then you're ripping on the next play. What's going to happen next play? And the cool part about it is you can really get a feel, especially if you're engaged in watching it. You're not like, not really paying attention and talking or whatever. If you're actually watching, you can get a feel for the game. So you can kind of, I don't want to say it's a lot, but you can kind of get a real good feeling for how the next play is going to go.
You see the momentum swing. You can see it. It's a real thing.
Much better at riding the momentum live. So I know we did a live stream here. We were kind of ripping some of those live bets with the chat. So make sure you stay tuned for some of our lives when they go out. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be ripping the live lines. So make sure you check in with us during the Super Bowl. We'll put out some quick alerts on IG and try and get everyone some money. So
I will say there's a prop out there. I can't find it right now, but there is a prop out there. You got to shop around for it. It is for more than 2 players to throw a pass in the game.
More than 2 players, okay.
Yeah, so there's 2 players that throw, which are the quarterbacks.
Right.
So you need either
play.
or this is where it comes in. Somebody gets injured or tweaks something for a play. They bring in the backup for one play, and he launches the ball. Okay. So that's a prop to look for. I've been looking for it while I'm here.
It doesn't have to be a catch, just a throw.
Just got to throw it. Okay. Just got to be an attempt.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a muffed field goal attempt or a muffed punt, and they just throw it down the field.
Okay.
So it could be any one of those things.
Interesting. But, guys, there's a few guys that I like as far as anytime touchdown. So let's get into that right now.
Yeah, next slide.
And before we do, we're going to shout out
Atlas Roloff. Shout out to Atlas Roloff, Vinny and the gang over there, the Paulsonelli crew. Contact Atlas Roloff, 718-345-6451 for all your roll-off and cart-off needs. Shout out to Vin and his family. Congratulations again on the new edition. And we love you. Vin. Yeah. Also Islander fan.
Huge Islander fan. Probably
Huge.
The biggest I know.
Yes.
And his baby is now one.
Yes, has to be.
All right, moving on to the Gambling Guys. Anytime touchdown scores. We're gonna pick. So there's only one game. We usually pick 2 players.
I'm picking 1.
Okay.
I got 1. You got 1.
We'll do 1 and 1. I'll say.
I will specially shout out, and I won't pick this player just because I have a shout out at the end after we both pick to Raisu. Because he's open to something that would be very nice.
Ooh.
So hopefully I got a screenshot to share with you guys on Sunday evening.
Let's go, Rye Guy.
But you want to go first or me? I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. My pick in this one, I mentioned him earlier. Anytime touchdown scorer, and he is a threat in the red zone, as I mentioned in my breakdown. And he's going to have more than 40. No, and he's going to have more than 40 yards receiving. Hunter Henry. HH is getting in the end zone from Drake May. And that'll help one of my Super Bowl boxes because I do have the Patriots with a 7. So think about that.
Ooh, yeah. We are in a couple boxes.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about
Yeah,
that.
you know what? We should post all our box numbers. We'll post them on. We'll post them this weekend.
I like that.
Mine's gonna be a little long.
Ooh, you in a bunch?
Yeah, I'm in quite a few.
I got a couple too. I think
my wife is in 12 different pools, but they're like $5-10 ones.
What the heck?
Me, I'm swinging real meat around. Go ahead. Who's your pick?
$5 ones.
Yeah, I have way too many. I have a cool one with. It was $60 for the box, but it gives you two rows. So the box is a 4x4.
Ooh, I like
so you get all 4 boxes, but they're all different combinations of
That's
numbers.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That. All right, guys. So my picks. I mean, you could go through either one of these teams, and you could just look at the roster. I mean, Hunter Henry's a great pick. I mean, I think Stephon Diggs has been a lock all season. Ramondre Stevenson. Like I said earlier, I think Drake May's gonna get in. Kenneth Walker. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Rashid Shaheed had some nice catches towards the end of the year. Cooper Kupp. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I'm going to pick the guy that I've picked a lot throughout the season.
I knew it.
And I think that his team sets up perfectly for him to get a score. And it's the reason why he's been scoring multiple times throughout the season. And it's my boy, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Let's go.
I'm going with JSN. JIGBA.
One thing that actually one
Jigba.
thing that ties into that with me that I just looked up, the over/under passing prop for Darnold touchdowns is 1.5 right now. Minus 120 to over 1.5. I think he throws the ball more than twice into the end zone in the whole game.
It's probably gonna be Jackson Smith and it's gonna be Rashid Shaheed.
Okay,
So,
well, That brings me to my next point. I'm so glad Jay didn't say this guy's name as one of his picks or one of these two guys that he just named just there. Shout out to Raisu, open to Cooper Kupp, first touchdown for a big number.
Let's go.
He parlayed a couple things into first touchdown.
His last leg?
So it's his last leg, and it sits now at plus 1,400. So I'm really hoping for Cooper Kupp to get in the end zone. Rye got it at probably 1,400 or 1,500. I could look and tell you.
Let's freaking go, guys.
See if I can find it real quick while we're sitting here.
Yeah, but while we're sitting here, so getting back to why I want Jackson Smith.
Oh, no, it's anytime. Anytime these hit. Horvat, Islanders.
Okay.
Seattle. He has Seattle minus 4.5 and Cooper Kupp anytime. And then he has... Nope, that one didn't hit. That one didn't hit.
But it was probably around that.
No, but he didn't... well, yeah, it's probably around those odds. So let's see.
His was 14.98.
14.95. Plus 14.95. So it's probably between 14 and 1,500. So hopefully he gets it. Shout out to you, Rye. I am rooting for you.
Rye guy.
Rye, I miss you.
What I was going to say is why I'm picking Jackson Smith is because I think Seattle has Sam Darnold, who ever since leaving the Jets has just gotten better and better.
Cinderella story, baby.
Each and every game.
And you know what? As a Giants fan, that just makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes me happy to see a guy that they drafted, got rid of, said he was trash. He's coming back. He's in the Super Bowl. He's probably going to win and probably win MVP.
Damn.
What a story.
Right.
Jets owners, put the Michael Jordan face. You know that thing? The meme where Jordan's crying?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a good story for him and a good QB that they got there. So,
and shout out to the New York Rangers. Way to trade away Artemi Panarin for basically nothing. Good job. Good job. Us Islander fans are really thrilled. We love it.
So speaking of QB.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to
QB Roofing Solutions. KJ and the fellas over there will take care of any roofing, remodel, replacement, repair needs. Contact KJ 516-481-7663.
Let's go QB.
QB.
You know what? When I think of QB, what it makes me think of?
What?
America.
Oh, nothing I love more than, my family. But, yeah, America's good, too.
But QB just reminds me of America and how good America is. And speaking of how good America is, what opportunity
Can I get it? Yeah, let me get it.
We're going to talk about the 2026 Olympic groups. So, unfortunately, this slide is only talking about the men's. But shout out to the women's groups as well. Right before I came over to film this podcast, it is Thursday, February 5th. I was watching Team USA Women's play Czechia. What a great game. Preliminary rounds. Team USA won. I think it was 5-1.
Yep.
Hillary Knight with a nasty little dangle/snipe. Sick goal by her. It wasn't even a dangle. It was just like a power move and then a snipe. So hard selling for the ladies. They are unreal. Don't come down to TNH because they will make us look like duty.
Yep.
But we got a graphic here of the 2026 Olympic groups. So we got Group A, B, and C. Group A is Canada, Czechia, Switzerland, and France. Group B is Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, and Italy, the host nation. And then Group C is United States, Germany, Latvia, and Denmark. So if you guys know anything about hockey and the NHL and the Olympics, first off, the Olympics are awesome. I love it whenever they come around, whether it's winter or summer.
Yes.
Love them all. It's awesome, and it makes me feel horrible because of how talented everyone is, always in all the Olympic games. So, but if you know anything about the hockey teams, all of these teams, guys, are good. They have all really nasty players. So, there are technically, I guess, some favorites, but it's going to be tight. It's anybody's tournament, so.
I hope Italy does get a win, but I think they're the only team without an NHL player on their roster because they're the host country. So their national team is playing. They're talented guys, but the NHL caliber player they just unfortunately don't have. They might have one. I don't know. I'll look real quick. But, yes, that starts next week. So actually tomorrow is the last night of or is it tonight of NHL? No, tonight's the last night. Tonight's the last night of NHL games, and then there's a break in the NHL till the end of February. We'll be following along, obviously, with the Olympics, And this is the schedule. If you guys want to screenshot it, you can take a screenshot of it. I grabbed it off the Olympic website. But go to the next slide. These are the odds of the teams to win the tournament. We'll start at the bottom. France and Italy, almost no chance. And Denmark, almost no chance. And Latvia, almost no chance. Germany, 3%. Slovakia, Switzerland, Finland. And then it gets to the closer groups. We'll go to the top. Czechia has got 40% to get to the... These are to the podium. 17.1 to win. 21.3 for the United States. Hello.
Let's go.
18.9... 24.6 for Sweden, and the Canada is a heavy favorite this year. 37.3. You can't blame the odds makers because Canada's roster is just beyond deep. Not that USA doesn't have as good as a roster. We have great players, but Canada's talent is just through the roof. And as you guys remember from the what was it called? The tournament that they did?
The Four Nations.
Four Nations tournament. The USA and Canada finished in the finals, and Canada squeaked out the win there, so the USA is hopefully going to get some redemption. Yes, Buffalo Wild Wings for that game. Yeah, shout out to our unofficial sponsor. Yeah. But we'll be following along with the scores there. My prediction is the USA is going to win. I bleed red, white, and blue, so I think our cousins up north will get a little ass kicking from us.
Freeze.
So I'll be rooting with my heart on that one, not so much my head or my bankroll, but I will be sprinkling quite a few bets as the games go on. If I see something with a heavy favorite playing one of these bottom tier teams, I might take the puck line spread, which in the Olympics can be 2.5, 3.5, and things like that. So like the women's team today was -3.5 goal favorites, and they won by 4. Covered.
Yeah.
So
same thing over. I think it was over 6. And
over 6.
It
hit 6.
Yeah.
Hit 6. I know.
That's a push, guys.
I know. Some of us.
I
had the over. I had the over 6, and it pushed.
We were talking about that earlier today.
Yep,
We were like,
yep.
I like that bet.
FanDuel had it listed. DraftKings had it at 6 at +110. FanDuel had it listed at -135 for the over 5.5. Should have switched platforms.
Dang,
I should have switched
that's why
platforms.
You guys shop around, and I'm going to be honest. I really haven't been shopping around. I kind of settled into one because I like it, and there's other reasons too. But yeah, shop around because you can get better deals and better odds.
Kind of brings us to our nugget of the day, which I was going to talk about. Being that it's the biggest gambling day of the year in the United States and the planet, probably multiple planets, bet on us monkeys down here running around playing and gambling and doing all sorts of crazy shit. I think that the best thing you could do right now is manage your bankroll. We speak about it every week, gamble responsibly, speak about it every week, but with it being the biggest betting day of the year, you have to be smart. Some of these props that we had mentioned earlier, especially the ones I gave you guys that are plus, 5,500 or whatever, those are worth a sprinkle. You could throw $5 on it, and if it hits, it's incredible. It's a lottery ticket. But excuse me. Some of these other props that we mentioned that are a little bit more favorable for your bankroll, or I don't want to say a 50-50 chance because nothing really is a 50-50 chance in sports betting. But if it's a 50-50 line where it's -110 or +115, something like that, you could bet a little bit bigger with your bankroll. Don't go dropping $100 on something like that and then $100 on a 10,001 shot. Unless it hits.
If it hits, then you should have put 10,000 on it.
Yeah, jeez.
But getting into that, or jumping off of that, and just to further cement that is a lot real world example. I got a text today from one of our cherished fans, Mr. Harry Curran.
Shout out.
And he sent me something, and he texted to me, and it was one leg off. It was a 7-legger.
I didn't get privy to this info, but go ahead.
Plus 7,700. It was like 7,754.
Man.
One leg off, guys.
Oh.
Sometimes it's that, and it was the last leg too.
Oh.
It was on basketball, the game last night that went to double OT to push it over. So he probably would have hit it. It would have been a real sweet payday. But guys, just know that 7,700 is really hard to hit. It's a super, super long shot. So manage your bankroll accordingly, and to further cement it and jump off it, or even just talk about this and give you guys an update. If you've been following along with the plus 200 challenge, and if you don't know what that is, a little challenge that we were doing, messing around with, where we wanted to hit 4 consecutive bets of plus 200 or longer.
Yep. Around 200.
Around 200. So if it's like 220, we'll still play that. If you're starting to get to like 280, 300, like. It's a little bit too long. Like try and bring that back down. So we try, but we don't want to go under. I think I had a 182 in there once before, but you want to get as close to plus 200 as you can since it is a plus 200 challenge. 4 consecutive bets and wins where you're pressing your bet each time. And for example, I think when we did the math, if you start at $25,
25 goes to 75, 75 goes to 225, 225 goes to the moon.
It was like 1,600 at the end. That's plus 200. So 25 to 1,600.
Well, 225 would be 457. Yeah, 675. $675.
No, for the fourth leg.
Oh, the fourth leg.
Yeah, that's what it is. 4 consecutive bets. Yeah, it was like
it's like
18. It was 1,800 or something like that, I think, or 1,700 and change, whatever. So the update is that I was not managing my bankroll properly or appropriately.
Not at all.
Ripped a couple bullets, and then I was afraid. I would always get to the second tier, and then I was scared. I was betting scared, which is never good. And I was afraid to rip the third leg because you're ripping $400. No judgment.
And I told him to do it. Didn't listen.
So I would refire another bullet 1 at 25, and I had some that lost, some that won. So who knows, guys? I never made it to the end, and then I was chasing. I was up in my unit and chasing, and up in my unit and chasing, and that is not good. So I decided to dial it back down. And now I'm doing a new challenge.
Here he goes.
Plus 100 challenge. We're dropping 100 points off the board. Guys, plus 100 is still really good.
Doubling your money.
Doubling up. So it's a double up. And that's still hard to hit. So watch out for some videos coming on that plus 100 challenge. But that's me trying to manage my bankroll a little bit better.
So that's $400.
Yeah. I also lowered my bankroll back down to my original $25 unit size versus some of the higher levels that I worked my way up to chasing.
I'd get texts, I need this.
There was a few times, guys, where I had the high unit, and I made it to level 2. I got it to level 3, and it was, like, tough to shoot that one out there, because it was, like...
Yeah, that's rough.
I forget what it was.
That's a lot of... It was, like, 4 something, wasn't it?
It was a little more, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough... It was,
like, 4... Yeah, I forget, 420 something.
Yeah, it was 4 something. So that's a tough bullet to swing, especially when you start in a little higher and you're getting beat up in the beginning.
Yeah,
it's tough. But manage your bankroll, gamble responsibly, and the Super Bowl's this weekend. So we hope you all enjoy the game. I am getting wings. I invited Jamie over. He declined.
What?
I said, I was like, you want to come over? You're like, no, I don't want to watch it with you and your kids. They smell and all that stuff. All sorts of negative commentary. But
I gotta watch his kids.
We're definitely not doing a live stream for the Super Bowl because no one would watch it because they're gonna be watching the Super Bowl. So it doesn't. We'll be doing some.
We know you guys would watch it.
We know you would watch it.
We don't want to distract you from the game.
We don't want to pull viewership from the sponsors and the show and the halftime show and all that. We don't want.
Where was it on? NBC.
Yeah.
I think didn't they send us that email?
They sent us a cease and desist. Please. Yeah, they sent us a cease and desist letter just saying like don't stream because
you got too many fans.
Bad Bunny wanted to come hang out with us instead of Billy. But
hey, Poppy.
I digress. All right, so enjoy the Super Bowl. We will enjoy it. We will post our picks. We will post our box numbers. We will post our live rips if we're live ripping it. We'll be all over social media. So check in with us. Like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Like us on all social platforms at gambling_guys with a D. And we're out. Peace.
The Gambling Guys Podcast.